Well, hello and welcome to the Friday night update. I'm here with Gao. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Eager to test out the whole mount system.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how long have we waited for this? Jeez.
Long time.
Long time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
hey, it's finally there. Yay!
Yay.
So,
Yeah.
shall we get into it?
Yeah. If you would be so kind as to start us off this week.
Sure. Week 42 update. This time, tame and ride the new Buffalo and Moa mounts. Tame and partner up with the new Speedy Moa and powerful Buffalo mounts in this week's updates. Mounts have arrived on Icarus. After much anticipation, you can now tame a furry or feathery friend and use them as a mode of transport or a pack animal to cart your goods. Choose between a buffalo or the newly added moa, an ancient, large, flightless bird native to New Zealand that xenobiologists have brought back to life on Icarus. The mounts require you to seek out a juvenile version and capture it before raising it as your own. Craft new equipment such as saddles, food troughs and bedding to care for it and take it on your missions. Let's have a read of what to expect with the mounts and get in to test out the first version of this system. So you see a juvenile buffalo on his bed and a juvenile moa on the bed.
Yeah. In a thatch shelter.
Yep, not really storm resistant, but hey.
No. No, I think I'd probably rather put them in a stone shelter.
Yeah, would be better.
Yeah. Alrighty. Taming your mount. Before you can take your mount on your adventures, you'll need to capture and tame one. Mounts begin as juveniles, found with their mothers, and occasionally other full grown adults that need to be captured and by exterminating their current parents, then taking them home with you to form the connection required for them to become loyal.
Yep. Oh, hey, Moshbo. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Marshbo, how are you doing, bud? You looking forward to this as much as we are?
I know
Find
I am.
Oh yeah. Finding a juvenile is trickier than coming across their adult counterparts, so you'll need to keep an eye out for them. Make sure to exterminate any other adults in the area, as the juvenile might run to them to seek a new parent when left defenseless. You'll also have to protect juveniles from nearby predators that prey on orphans. The
Yeah,
process,
basically the same as we see with the baby deer.
yeah,
They take on other animals as surrogate parents. The same with the
yes,
juveniles.
yeah, okay. The process to tame a juvenile and raise it to adulthood should take roughly 15 minutes. Once you have engaged with juvenile, you'll need to look after it until it is domesticated by meeting its needs: food, temperature, sleep, weather exposure. To do this, you can craft a pen to keep it close, a food trough, an animal bed, and shelter. And there we see a juvenile moa looks to be eating from the trough whilst penned in with what's the word I'm looking for? Railings.
So you can see from the color, it's a juvenile moa. The adults one are brownish.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Okay. And the next section, if you please.
Moa and buffalo mounts. The moa and the buffalo are available to tame as mounts from this week. Each animal has its own benefits and limitations, but you can tame multiple mounts and choose whichever is the best for the task at hand. The Buffalo trades speed for raw power and stamina, and offers the unique benefit a harness with extra storage space. Quite a few slots, by the way. While it can be ridden, using it like a pack horse makes it incredibly valuable when mining ore, establishing new bases across the map, and carting resources long distances that would otherwise have to be left behind. While it's not a combat mount, the Buffalo's headbutt attack is always available in a tight spot, although it doesn't deal a huge amount of damage.
It damages us good and plenty when we get it.
Meh. Come on, always go in with a knife to kill the buffalo, so just for fun.
So we've got two images there. We've got the buffalo up top and we've got the moa down below.
Yeah, and the text for the moa is below that.
Yep.
The moa are a more agile creature and provide nimble movement at the expense of stamina and attack options. Moa are designed to be ridden and used as a form of transport, and while they do have limited storage when equipped with a saddle, they don't offer expandable storage like the buffalo does. Their speed boost, however, will allow you to evade danger, traverse landscapes, and complete long missions faster. Using the Moa for its strength will make it a valuable partner in your Icarus adventures. So, Icarus is no longer a running simulator, you can now ride the Moa, and it travels at a decent speed. Both
That's
the
good to
Moa
hear.
and the Buffalo are versatile creatures, and will be able to trek across any landscape, just like their owners. When tamed properly, they'll be very obedient and can be commanded to be docile or aggressive. They will swim through rivers and lakes with their owner on their back and will follow you or stay put if commanded. Your mount can also be named whatever you wish by clicking on the name in the UI, but be careful not to form too much of an attachment, as in this initial version of the system, they will have to be left behind on the surface after a mission, like we shortly discussed yesterday during the
Yeah.
stream.
Yep.
However, with future content, mounts may become a familiar friend as they persist alongside your base. And this, for me, kind of points towards like, in the next mission, the mount will still be there. So what else will still be there?
Yes, but
Maybe your base?
yeah, I was just going to say if we have to rebuild the base every time and they persist as long as the base does, then they're not going to last more than one mission.
Yeah. Further on in this content update, there will be a bit more about this stuff persistent between missions. But if the mounts stay persistent, I do hope like the base, or at least part of the base, will be persistent as well. That would save us a lot of time each mission.
Yes, it certainly would.
On the other hand, it will make missions way easier, obviously, because you don't have to grind all the way up to the tech you need.
That's
But
true, yeah.
it will make it faster. And it's actually something which has been requested before, like, hey, why can't the base persist?
Yeah.
Like, why can't you reuse it in the next mission?
That's
I'm
actually
a bit torn about this one.
yeah, I have to say I kind of feel the same, but the reality is that we both know that people have been asking that question since beta weekend 1,
Yep,
never mind the release of the game,
yep,
because there was a lot of hoo-ha about it in like the first 4 beta weekends, in so much as, you had to start your character pretty much all over again. You had
yep.
to build your base all over again, and that happened for like I think the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, at some point during the beta weekends, indeed, the character remained. That was a big change already.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I said, base persisting, I'm a bit torn. wouldn't it make everything too easy?
Um,
I mean, it's nice if you want to do a quick mission, because you don't have to set up base and everything. But like, if the base would persist throughout missions, like you build out your base every mission. So at some point you start a mission, you walk up to your base, you take a gun from the closet and ammo, and you start doing your mission. You don't need to build towards something anymore.
yeah, see, I was kind of thinking that maybe they could get the building to persist, but that maybe you still have to grind to rebuild benches.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
You know, because it kind of defeats the purpose if you're going to start with a concrete building every single mission. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
I've
especially for those missions with heavy weather, you start out with a concrete base and everything in it already. Like, there is no drive, no stress. Like, oh shit, we need to make a concrete base ASAP because
yes,
the weather. I mean,
yeah,
having to do that, it does bring a certain drive to the game.
yes, it certainly does. It gives you motivation to get shit done, really, doesn't it?
Yep.
Especially when you think about the fact that there are missions. You know, I mean, we've got there's a 6 hour mission, there's a 3 hour mission, or whatever. The shorter missions, you know, I mean, building a base was always included within that time. So
Yeah, and like the very short missions, you didn't even need to build a base, but you had to
y-
still be a bit careful.
yeah, you just
Yeah, well, we
found
will
a
have to
cave.
wait and see.
Yeah, you just found a cave and did it in there.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll see what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
that's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
true. But let's continue. The
Alrighty.
saddles, the harnesses, and more. So,
Okay.
to equip your new mounts, you'll need the right gear, obviously. Saddles, harnesses, bedding, and foodstuffs can be crafted in-game and are necessary to raise your juvenile into a usable mount. Ride it, or use it as a pack animal.
Mhm.
Now, the Moa and the Buffalo saddles are crafted in the textiles bench in tier 2 and above, obviously, and predominantly require cured leather as the core ingredient. The harness for the buffalo is crafted on the advanced textiles bench at tier 3 and require platinum weave also.
Oof.
Uh, so if you wanna use it as a pack animal.
Yeah.
The food trough and the war trough, by the way, is crafted on the crafting bench at tier 2, so it is the crafting bench and requires standard wood, sticks and iron nails. You can fill this with raw vegetables or a hay mix to feed your mounts. Well, currently it's raw veggies. There is no such thing as hay yet. Maybe in the new DLC,
Well,
if when they're talking about flax and stuff, maybe you can get hay from that. Well, it
well,
would be straw, but okay.
well, no, there is already provision for it if you think about it. What do we get flour from?
That would be straw, not hay.
Yeah, but I mean, is
But
there that
I
much
can
of a
tell you already.
difference?
Currently, there is no such thing as hay.
Okay, so that'll be maybe in future content.
Yeah.
Okay.
So bedding can be crafted on the tier 2 textiles bench also, requiring fiber and fur. Make sure to place the bedding near a source of warmth to help your juvenile grow into a fully fledged mount.
Okay, but I'm assuming
And
then
in
it's
the
not really a good idea to put a campfire on the inside of the shelter.
why not?
Would they not walk all over it and set themselves alight?
Maybe.
Mm,
Or
okay.
place a raised floor and put campfires underneath.
Or put a bench in there and put it on top of the bench. You can put a campfire on top of a pile of stone. That'll stop them from walking into it.
True. Or put a
Okay.
heater in.
Yeah, could do.
But yeah, in the image here you see like the prospector riding a buffalo. So the saddle and two buffaloes behind him with a harness carrying goods.
Yeah.
And it is going to be very nice for the big caves to have buffalo mounts with you with harnesses.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, so you can haul a shit ton of ore.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be sweet.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. Future content. We have big plans for where mounts will take us in future with mount persistence, mount levels, a talent tree, as well as being able to buff them in different ways with different foods. Traveling by mount lends itself to a new open world mode which we've been working on. Everything going according to plan. We will share more plans about that over the next month. As for the data decentralization, we are still working on some gameplay changes and are making a few more alterations to the prospect and character saving format. Specifically, when this is going to allow greater control over players' loadouts, workshop inventory, and what items can persist between drops, which allows us to look at the possibility of bringing some planetary resources back to station to take on another drop.
Costing
Ooh.
slots in the drop pod.
Well, yeah.
I rather have my current loadout actually than say a stack of platinum ore.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And the
Although, so if you, for example, craft a composite armor with additions and bring that back down again instead of your space armor, so repairing can be done with resources found planet side, although you will have to go to the material processor and an electric furnace. That might be an option.
mm, yeah. That sounds like a good one. Yeah, that's
So
very
yeah,
true. Okay.
again, we'll have to wait and see.
We will, won't we? And
Yep.
there again, it is the image of the moa being
Yeah, you
used
can
as
see.
a
Yeah,
pack
you can see
animal.
it's an adult one.
Yeah, it's brown.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
moas don't have a harness. I believe. I believe the harness is only for buffalo.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, in the next few weeks. So next week, we as a studio are going to be undergoing a gaming research and development experiment for most of the week. Playing some games, gathering data, and running through various scenarios so that we can learn from them and incorporate ideas in our future projects. One of our founder Dean Rocket Hall's mantras is that games are played, not made. So we need to take time to research and study games together as a team. Don't worry though, we will still have an update prepared for you all next week with a revamp of some early missions and the reintroduction of creature to both Olympus and Styx that was long thought extinct.
Ooh.
Talking about these creatures, remember how in previous patch notes, in future content, they were talking about the M creature and the R creature?
Yes.
If the Moa is the M creature, what do you think the R creature is gonna be?
Reptile?
I don't know. Rex?
Rex? Oh, could be. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah.
I know,
Oh,
right?
no. Oh, man, that's going to suck.
If there's gonna be a new alpha predator,
then we're going to have a concrete base
Oh
packed to the
yeah.
gunnels full of weapons.
Yeah. Put
Oh
hedgehogs all
man.
around.
Oh god, yeah.
Yes, right. I let my fantasy go free with this. I was like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. We
Yeah.
might actually get into some nice real trouble there. Wow.
Yeah, man, that's going to be fun. Oh, I can't wait to find it. Oh, wait. Oh no, it's not going to be a rabbit because there are already rabbits in
No,
it.
that was long thought extinct.
Long thought extinct. Ooh.
So, what does the chat think? What kind of
Yeah,
animals could we expect?
that are extinct that begin with the letter R. Wow. um. Yeah, no, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, it's nice to like let your thoughts go free,
It would be
let your
interesting
fantasy
if
roam.
it. Now you see, yeah, Rex would be really, really fun. However, it's actually called a Tyrannosaurus Rex, so it begins with a T, not an R.
Okay, or raptor, like Mosbo says.
Raptor,
Still
yeah, could
smaller
be.
but faster.
Oh,
So,
Raptors fighting packs.
yep.
Oh, you've walked through the forest. I've just had a flashback to Jurassic Park.
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh man, well done, Moshbo. I hadn't thought of that. Raptors. Oh, holy hell!
it
They're.
would
g-
be a challenge.
I mean, Rexes are going to be bad enough, but if you've got to take on 3 or 4 Raptors, Jesus! Oh
Uh huh.
man, that's ooh, and they're quick.
Yep.
They're speedy.
Yep.
Oh man, I don't see you outrunning that anymore.
No, not really. No. Eh,
Wow.
still.
Oh, can't wait to see what that is. And here, the image underneath there is a circular pen with railings. It's got moa and buffalo juveniles in it,
Uh,
or
so
at least
the
tamed
you
ones.
yeah you can see a fire pit walled off by railings
Yeah,
for warmth. To the right in the shadow inside there's a bedding. In the rear there's a bedding. So
yeah.
yeah, warmth, shelter, bedding.
And then you can see the food trough and the water trough on the outside.
Yeah, actually this is also with the touch wall. So this might actually be the same one as the first image.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, maybe.
Ah well.
Alrighty,
Ah
and
well. Right.
that takes us into the change logs.
We can condense this to like almost everything here is for the new mounts and
Yeah, I was just
related issues like food trough, a water trough, the bedding.
yeah.
So yeah, a couple of things which stood out for me at some point. They were like first they said like we here they said we halved the time or changed the time for the timing from 30 to 15 minutes, and then later on they said we doubled the taming time, and later on they said well we put it to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Uh, so I don't know how long it's gonna take. There were a
Well,
couple of issues where animals, the juveniles didn't want to eat or drink. This should be fixed. Hey, Rodnop.
hey Rodnob, how are you doing tonight? It's good to see you. I'm saying tonight, today. It's good to see you joining us. Thanks for your support. How are you doing?
Added weight
Yes.
components to mount base. Mounts can now affect building stability when standing on pieces. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Rodnop says it's a 20-minute taming time. Okay, so the last line in this new content stuff is then applicable.
Okay. Fair enough. Oh, Jesus, quite a lot of that, isn't there?
Yeah, I know. Why do you think I wanted to like condense it a bit?
Oh, yeah. Mounts can no
Mounts
longer
can.
sprint while jumping.
Yeah,
Well, we can't sprint while jumping either, so.
exactly. Let's see. Quickly skimming through the new stuff here.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying to do so
like I
too,
said,
but not so fast as to make everybody sick.
yeah, like I said, looks like about everything is for the new mounts
Yeah,
and the things
yeah,
related to it.
yep.
So you can, so the water
Oh,
trough, you can fill your canteen from the water trough.
yeah, I just read that. You can added ability to fill water skins or canteens from water troughs.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So I reckon you can put it outside in a non-shelter. So it does need to shelter. Not sure whether or not it'll take weather damage. That's something we have to test out.
Yeah. Okay. Added weight bar to mount displays, the last one.
Yep. Well, then let's go through the
Let
fixes then.
Yeah, let's see what they fixed. If you would please kick us off with that.
Right. So some bug fixes. Kia would not ignore food containers that were over the maximum distance when looking to eat. So now they only eat from food containers within a certain radius.
Oh,
Not sure how big the radius is though, but
it's big enough.
uh, fix a bug where map icons wouldn't appear if player wasn't possessing their player character. Okay.
I'm not
Uh,
entirely. That's confusing.
yep.
I don't
Anyway,
see. I don't
fix.
see how you can play the game without possessing your player
Exactly.
character.
Exactly. Unless maybe if you're unconscious. But then can you then open the map window?
When you're sleeping, yes.
No, no, no. When you're unconscious, and you have to be revived.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so maybe,
It's the only thing you can access.
yeah, so maybe that's what I meant, like not possessing the player character.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, possibly.
well. Fix a bug where the multiplayer ghost building setting would be turned off, but you could still see deployable ghosts from other players. And later on in the bug fixes, there is another one related to this.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't really care if you want to build something and I see the foreshadow or the ghost image.
Yeah,
Especially when multiple people are building at the same time, it's easier to see them.
yeah,
Fix a bug where juveniles wouldn't eat unless they were also tired. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how the timing process works. They need to eat. But I don't know, is every time they eat, will the process bar jump forward, or is it just an over time? I don't know.
mm,
Like on Ark, every time the dino eats, when it's unconscious, the timing progresses.
yeah,
I don't know. Well, if that is the case, well, the juveniles are not unconscious here. But if the timer bar only progresses when they eat, then yeah, let them eat even when they are not tired, is to speed up the timing process.
yeah.
Anyway, remove obsolete beta weakens user interface assets from project. What is still there? That's been a while.
Yeah.
Remove FTUE human G content from the space main menu in order to not load assets that are not needed. Okay, good.
Okay. Fair enough.
Better for performance, eh?
Yeah.
Remove hard-coded references to deleted string table entries for BW4 satellite mission.
Big
Hard-coded
weekend.
references? Wow.
Wow.
Oh, well, they're gone now. Good. Bit of a cleanup of the code, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, here, fix a bug where the multiplayer ghost settings being turned off would still show other placement helpers. We already discussed this one above.
Yep.
Fix a bug where if the player mounted a creature and was at a distance, that the name user interface over their head would disappear. When coming back into range, the name would be visible, but it would not be correct and instead show test human. Glad they fixed that. Otherwise you'll end up with a whole bunch of times called test human.
Yeah. Okay.
Fix a bug where clients and server couldn't see the current juvenile parent in the tooltip text. Here's an important and bigger one. Fix a bug where when going into a cave while riding a mount won't cause the cave worms to reveal themselves.
Damn.
One could see this as an exploit to be safe from the worms. On the other hand, hey, worms are part of mining caves,
Yeah.
and it'll give you the resources for the worm bows. So I'm glad I fixed it.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is that, but sometimes you just want to go in and mine a cave without any bloody worms.
Meh, just kill them.
Yeah, having said that, how many times have we been to caves specifically just to kill the worms to get the bows?
We have done it multiple
A
times.
lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you ride your mower up to the cave, then you have to unmount and then go into the cave, and otherwise the worms wouldn't spawn. Meh. So some memory reduction fixes. Change the egglet ribbon texture compression to the DXT1. Reduce memory consumption by about 55 megs. While Icarus is taking multiple gigs. So relatively speaking, it ain't a lot, but hey, everything helps.
Yeah.
The next one though, the texture compression on item icons to be DXT5. Reduce memory consumption by around 250 megs. Now we're talking.
Yeah. That's better.
Fix a bug where the player would be in first person perspective, like we always play. Mount onto a creature, and then on this mount would always be in third person perspective. That would be annoying, so I'm glad I fixed that.
Yeah. Yeah, that would just get on everybody's nerves, I think.
Oh yeah. The player food, water and oxygen reset to 20% on reef 5, even if it was higher before. Ensure that the player receives the greater of the previous values, or 20% of the max food, water, oxygen on reef 5. Well, there's a point to be made to say, don't die.
Well, yeah.
But
I
yeah.
mean, I kind of thought that was the whole motivation behind staying alive was the fact that you didn't then have to worry about how much food you had to eat.
Well, to be honest, I've kind of made use of this 20% mechanism when I started the Arctic outpost. Because when I started it, there was no ice.
Yeah.
So there was nothing to drink. So I died of thirst, respawned with like 20% food, water, oxygen,
Yeah.
run to my corpse, pick up the stuff, and continued working on making the base.
Yeah.
Because I had to go to the shovel in order to get ice. And shovel means you need iron and an anvil.
Yeah.
Luckily they fixed it later on, and now there is actually ice on the floor on in the Arctic outpost.
Good,
But
good,
at
good.
that point I kinda made use of this 20% on revive or on respawn.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do stuff in between deaths, then why bother worrying about oxygen, water, and food when you don't actually need to? You can just totally and utterly always run about with 20%.
Uh, well, it becomes a tad annoying having to respawn all the time and picking up your stuff and then continue your work. So as soon as I had the shovel, I could finally shovel snow, put it in the rain catcher, and make myself some war.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, add a DT validation for talents DT to flag any rows with no talent tree defined as invalid. Deleted several entries that match these criteria. Talents with no talent tree defined. Okay. No talent tree defined as invalid. Good. A bit of
Okay.
cleanup again.
Yeah.
Fix an issue where players didn't get prompted to cancel current taming operation. Fix juvenile moa not animating. Yeah, if you're taming, you can basically cancel the taming.
Right.
Not sure why you want to do it, but okay.
No.
Fix an issue where juveniles would only eat from unsheltered food troughs. So you put one inside the shelter and they didn't eat. And subsequently die, I reckon. That's
Yeah,
no good.
probably.
Lower the capture size of the moa and buffalo juveniles and the moa mount to ensure they can freely navigate through single doors and other small spaces. Please note, the adult buffalo cannot fit through a single door. You have to put a double door in your shelter, in your barn.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the adult buffalo cannot go through.
Yeah, but it does specifically say Moa buffalo juveniles
Exactly.
and the Moa mount. It doesn't
Yeah,
say anything about the buffalo mount.
exactly. For the buffalo mount, when it's the adult buffalo, you need to put a double door in.
Yeah.
Right, fixed buffalo. Look at snapping after finishing current montage. Okay, thank you for the info.
Good to know.
Tweaked the location and the size of the juvenile and mount head blocker collision.
Okay.
It's good that the head blocker is in front of the animal and not behind it.
Yeah, because if it was behind it, then becomes a butt blocker.
Exactly. Fixed bug where a player could be left in midair if the mount they're riding on was improperly destroyed without going through the actor state damage path.
Hey,
Hey
Froggy.
Froggy,
How are you doing?
it's okay. We're just going through the update now. You
Yeah.
haven't missed the gameplay itself. Talking about the raptor, hey? The
Yeah.
R creature.
Yep. Okay.
Anyway, creatures placed on the skinning bench do not get ragdoll physics when loading the game. Increase both the settle time and the minimum velocity when corpses are placed on the skinning bench. Add physics shapes to the edges of the skinning bench to prevent corpses from falling off during settle. Yeah,
Yeah, I had that
we
quite
have
a
seen
few
that before.
times. Where, yeah, where
Yeah,
you want to put I don't know, an antelope on the bench, so you go to
and
drop it and it just falls on the floor.
yeah. Okay, let's see. Fix a bug where hopping off a mount would do the setup for placing the player's map icon, allowing a single player to have many icons stacked on top of each other and causing a heavier icon shadow every time you dismount. So player map icon, I assume on the map,
Mm-hmm.
which is gonna cost more memory to load the map. Good, I fixed that.
Good.
Fixed missing not operator when checking whether or not a player can ride on a cargo saddle. Well, it's a cargo saddle. You shouldn't be able to ride it if it's a cargo one, if it's the harness.
Yeah.
But if the logic says you can ride if cargo saddle, it means you can ride on a cargo saddle instead of it being when not cargo saddle, or you cannot ride when cargo saddle.
Yeah.
So difference between the saddle and harness. Good.
Yep.
Fix a bug where when picking a carcass up a button would pop up to place the carcass. This button has been removed to reduce confusion. Don't you normally use the keybind for that? Like the key for that? Check
Yeah.
your keybind settings.
The keybind for that is by default Q is drop.
Yeah. Apparently there was a pop-up for like drop the animal. That's annoying.
Mm.
Anyway, update visual map textures for TO16, 17 and 19 to use DXT1 compression, which reduces memory consumption by 90%, 80
Wow.
80 megs per map. So all in all, it wasn't a whole lot. Hey, more memory reduction, good.
Yeah, we like that.
Let's hope players with a lower tier, lower end rig can play the game a bit better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Delete old 2020 unused POC textures for Olympus. Again, cleaning up, good.
Yep.
Fix an issue where juveniles were slowly getting thirsty without a way of drinking. Juveniles no longer lose water over time. They also fixed the leather curtain doors, which were incorrectly affecting the navigation. NPCs should now be able to navigate correctly through. The leather curtain door, yeah, they were always able to go through the leather curtain door. Kinda able to. I've seen them go through them, but they got stuck sometimes. Now they fixed that. Good.
Good, good, good.
Fixed Buffalo Juvenile not having a correctly scaled cloth effector. I reckon visuals.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Fix several mount interface user interface display issues.
We like that.
Good, makes it clearer.
Yep.
Fix the splash sound sometimes not playing when player jumps into water. I could be mistaken, but has something like this not been in one or more of the previous updates?
I don't remember that one.
I seem to recall something like that, but hey. Remove debug information from Icarus SpyNet showing in debug builds by gating it behind a boolean in the BP.
Good to know.
Okay, well it's debug build, so
Yeah.
shouldn't affect us. Fixed game crash by adding allow CPU access to the new animal bed fur mesh. Okay. You place the bed, game crashes. Oops. Hey Jason.
Hey Jason, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, he says, I hope they give us some fencing buildables. We'll need to pin these mounts. Well, the images in this update page do show us the wooden railings.
Yeah.
Like create a pen with wooden railings. Alternatively, you can use walls. But you can also do a combination of walls, a roof, and build like a half open shed. and build a pen in front of it using railings.
Oh, you could
Railings don't snap to the ground though. They do snap to floor pieces, but they don't snap to the ground. So my OCD is gonna go haywire.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. Updates and improvements to mount audio, fine-tuned MOA, buffalo footsteps, swimming volumes, and general finessing of the mounting experience. Well, I haven't done a whole lot of mount riding, so I wouldn't know. Just something we will experience over time.
Yeah.
Remove development feature level requirement from Mount AI audio data and remove the thread audio configuration from juvenile buffalo audio data. Okay.
Fair enough.
Fixed buffalo mount using wrong collision profile for its cloth effector component. Visual fix. Fixed a bug where mount cargo inventory user interface would become invisible when reopening the mount interface. Added the temporary user interface in mount cargo inventory to suggest player equips a saddle to access the cargo. Hit talent tab in mount interface.
Yeah, because that's coming later.
Yeah. Equip saddle to access the cargo. So put like accessing the animal inventory. If it's not wearing a saddle or a harness, you could like put something in the inventory. You close the inventory screen, you reopen it, and like there's no cargo inventory no more. I don't know. We'll see.
Hmm.
Anyone know, asked Jason, if the mounts will appear in prospects that were started before the update? They do in Outpost. So I reckon they also do in prospects that were started before this year update. I reckon
Yeah.
they will.
Yeah, they should do. I don't really see why they wouldn't. Although just out of force of habit, and Gary and I discussed this last night off stream, but one of the reasons that we changed how we played was that we would start a mission on a Friday after the update and make sure that it was finished by Thursday, because on the 3 or 4 missions that we were doing, and and an update was dropped mid mission, it ended up bugging the mission, and it meant we couldn't complete it.
Yeah, we have had it a couple of times where I had to abandon the mission because it was like broken because of the update. It's been a while, several months ago. Haven't had that issue for a long time now. Let's hope it stays away.
But that's only because of the fact that we have made sure that we start on a Friday and finish by Thursday.
Not so much for the 6 missions though.
Um,
Lately, there are multiple weeks.
yeah, that's true.
So you don't have to be too worried, Jason.
That's very
Like I
true.
said, for the
Yeah.
last couple of months, this issue hasn't appeared again.
Yeah, we have no. Actually, you're right. We're saying that about the 6 missions with the with the 6 characters at least. We sorry,
And
excuse me.
also, for example, the Higher Eye mission, there was at least one
Yeah.
update during that prospect as well.
Yes, that's
And the
true.
mission was fine.
Yes, it was.
Oh, Jason says Jason hopes his mission ain't gonna be bugged. He's on the advanced order stockpile. I believe that is one with like where you have to let's see, advanced order stockpile. Oh, 150 polar bear pelts.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I can understand you don't want that mission to crap out.
Yeah.
Solo, yeah. I know.
Yeah, my only piece of advice is A, make sure you've got max amount of poles on you, and B, make sure you've got a high-powered rifle.
Well, you need to make 5 bolt action rifles as well. So
Ah,
the tier 3 ones. You can
yeah,
use them. They don't have to be in a new condition. I have not tried put in a broken rifle, but we have done where you put in like a used rifle, and it still accepted it.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't try and kill polar bears with a bolt action rifle because they just don't do enough damage.
Uh, if you're on your beam, but the thing is more since last week's update, I believe, or the week before. The crit zone on the polar bears has decreased a lot. You
Yeah,
basically have to hit them at the back of the nose in order to do a crit on a polar bear. It's very
yeah,
annoying.
yeah. So make sure you've got either at least one rifle and three bows and about, I don't know, 3 or 4 stacks of arrows, preferably flint.
Flint arrows, yeah.
Stay
Well, I
away
mean,
from fire arrows unless your poles are made of stone.
yeah, fire arrows while standing on wood beams, not a good
No,
idea.
no, no.
You got 80 of the pelts yesterday, so you still have 70 to go. Like,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, a
yeah.
handful of polar bears still.
Yeah, because each polar bear gives you, I don't know, anywhere between 10 and
RNG.
anywhere between 10 and 20 pelt.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, uh, let us
Carrying on,
continue with the patch notes, shall we?
added missing her before food tag query data.
I reckon this is for the food troughs.
Yes, it might actually be a query for the
It's okay,
animals.
Jason. Hey, it's a discussion, and it's in no way supposed to be a one-way information stream. Hey,
Yeah,
we're
and
we're we're happy if people talk back.
absolutely. I mean that's the entire reason why it's entitled in-depth discussion.
Yeah,
That's exactly what we do. We talk about things, and that includes things that the peeps bring up. So don't worry about it. You didn't sidetrack us, you just helped us discuss. Okay, moving on. Mount Behavior Actions UI is now hidden behind developer feature level. Collapse WIP or work in progress survival value indicators on HUD mount health bar. Now you know why I don't read these things out because it just becomes too technical for me.
well, it ain't technical. It just means we can't
It
see
does.
stuff.
It's it's a mixture between letters and words, and my brain just can't focus on that. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, this basically just means developers can see stuff we can't.
Yeah. Well, that's why they develop it and we play it.
Exactly, exactly.
Otherwise, we'd be working for them. Jason says, I
So,
love you guys. Well, we
yeah,
love the fact that you're here and you help the discussion, and we love everybody that joins us. And
absolutely.
and and it makes the atmosphere so much better when you can have that interaction. So I love it. That's
And
why we do it.
it's also for us as well. Like, if like there's no reaction in chat, then we also like, what are we doing this for? You know, I mean, if people react in chat and ask questions and like participate, it's nice for us as well.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like when we play a mission. and I'll maybe notice that nobody said anything for a while, and I'm like, "Oh, the chat's gone really quiet. What did we do? Did we bore them to sleep?"
Yeah, that's
Hey,
scary.
Carl, how are you
So
doing?
yeah, true. Games haven't gotten back since the last time he hosted the session, and yeah, a couple of connection drops. But yeah, that's not really like a bug mission.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Anyway, let's continue. Fix a bug that due to an oversight on removing the deployable component, the player could no longer harvest bones from a corpse. Edit query for animal corpse instead of using deployable tag that fixes this. Yeah, that would be annoying. Like you kill the animal, you need epoxy. Yeah, no, you can't harvest the bones.
that's
Oops.
90% of the reason for hunting is, what do you need? Epoxy.
Exactly.
It's like I don't even bother asking the question now. I just automatically go out and hunt and turn it into epoxy at the expense of making myself arrows.
Yeah.
It's just become habit now. Okay, Mount Survival UMG health bar is now scaled 50%.
So it's no longer like blocking out the entire screen. Good.
Good. Yeah, we need to see around it.
Yeah,
Watch out for that bear. What bear? Too late.
exactly.
Corrected
So,
bus
yeah.
routing for mounts and also adding needler death vocals and event.
Yeah, the needler is future.
Ooh, that's
We were talking
interesting.
about it last week with the whole shield and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Cool. Okay, fixed creature death fall audio not playing on clients. Changes in how we
instantiate.
instantiate. Okay, instantiate NPC actor state component meant it could be null when creature audio component initialized. So now I'm waiting until the actor state is valid before binding to death events.
So, when I'm hosting, you now also can hear animals die.
Okay.
Good.
Fixed issue with juvenile crumbs. Fixed issues with juvenile tames where they'd get destroyed if there were no players nearby.
Yeah, so long distance kill the parent and then the juvenile dies before you're there. Or, yeah, because as soon as it's tamed, it's no longer a juvenile. So, yeah, do you like, you want to get some juveniles, you had to go up close. Otherwise, the juvenile would die before you reach it. That ain't good.
No, no. Fixed bug where cargo items wouldn't get ejected properly when removing equipped saddle. Mount items overflow location wasn't getting updated after the initial spawn. Well, I'm glad they fixed that.
Yeah, there is at least one other bullet point for this one here. Basically, now if you have the saddle or the harness on the mount, you have a lot of items in the inventory. You take it off. The inventory from that saddle now goes into an overflow bag instead of disappearing.
Yeah, well, that would be good. I'm
Yeah.
glad they fixed that.
Oh yeah. So,
Okay.
replace the mount command icons and slightly adjust the spacing between buttons in the mount commands. Slightly adjusted the animation in the toggle button icon swap. Some visual user interface changes.
Okay.
Shifted the head collider for the MOA to hopefully fix issue where they spawn underground. Uh, that would be
Okay.
nice if they all spawn underground, you'll never see one.
Is remember those crocodiles that would spawn under the map just outside the big cave in sticks?
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, fix a bug where the animal highlights talent would not highlight juvenile animals.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, I don't have the talent anyway, but I can understand where someone who actually does have the talent would be annoyed that it then doesn't highlight a
Yeah,
juvenile animal.
Carl has that talent.
No, that's the health bar talent. There's another one.
Okay. Oh, okay.
This is like, I believe if you kill the animal, it's better visible. Yeah, indeed, Carl says I don't have the highlight one, just the health bar.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, got them confused.
That's fine. That's why
It's
we do it together, so
yeah,
we
it's
can correct one
Friday.
another.
It's Friday. It's late, and I'm already tired. So corrected
Let's
timing
see.
for Juvie Moa Nip Idle Vocal.
If it go lie down for a nap, and then when it wakes up, you hear the sound. I'm going to sleep, something like that.
Don't know.
Can't exaggerate it, but
Yeah.
remove the
Okay.
item missing icon defines. Thank you. Updating the mount UI placed inside a border.
Okay.
Again, just visual.
Yeah.
Mount sprint speed is now displayed in the stat lists, and attack information has been removed for the mount.
Okay.
Alrighty. Fixing the mount UI stats so they correctly show the mount stats and not the player stats. Good.
Yeah.
If I want to know how fast the mount is, I want to know how fast the mount is, not how fast I am.
Yeah.
Reduce the maximum distance mounts will travel to drink from nearby water bodies. Or just build your pen next to a lake and include a tiny bit of the lake in your pen.
Mm-hmm.
But if you build a pen too big, then the mounts will be too far from the water body. Again, I have no idea what the radius is.
Yeah.
Just put a couple of water troughs in.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, Okay.
Adjusted the commands layout, temporarily removed button animation, and slightly adjusted the mount interface layout. Again, visuals.
Yeah.
Change the mount juvenile follow behavior to allow movement off the navigation mesh. Good. So it actually follows you and doesn't follow his own nav mesh. Good.
Good.
Tweaks crit head spheres on buffalo and scorpions to make sure they encapsulate the desired area. They tweaked them on the scorpions, huh? Now we'll have to find out again where the crit zones are for the scorps.
Well,
They were very
if
tiny
I
already, very
when
tiny
you
and kind of hard to hit.
yeah, well that was it, I mean, you're running backwards away from a scarp trying to either hit it with arrows or knife it, That crit shot was really hard to get because it
Yeah,
actually sat behind
behind the
the
eyes.
the head carapace,
Yeah.
you know,
But
and
scorpions, don't go with knife. Go with bow and arrow.
yeah, but the crit shot, even on the Scorp bosses, you could really only hit them from above.
Luckily, they are small, the normal scorps, so you
Yeah,
can always hit them from above. But like the armored scorp in our current Thursday mission, you have to stand on a rock in order to to hit his crit spot.
yeah,
Anyway, let's continue, shall we?
yep,
Mount set to the passive combat mode will attempt to run from nearby hostile actors. Good. They're getting attacked by a wolf, they run. Then
good,
obviously it does mean you have to like collect the mounts from everywhere again, but hey.
yep.
At least they're not standing and then have
Getting
themselves
killed.
killed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Fix the bug
So,
where mount status effects weren't displaying properly in the inventory screen.
status effects. Not sure. The stats. Sure. Status effects. Not sure what status effects we're talking about there.
Well, think about it. We get cold, heat, weather, uh, uh,
Status effects on the mount, not from the mount. Status effects of the mount. Like if you're on a mount, you as a player have more
oh yeah,
resistance
like
to weather or something.
yeah, okay,
I don't know, but we'll see.
yeah. Mounts will no longer attempt to run from hostiles when following player.
Good. Otherwise, you run too close to a wolf, and all of a sudden, your whole pack of mounts is fleeing everywhere. They
Yeah,
fixed that. I'm glad
yeah,
about that.
yeah. I don't fancy chasing after them on a dark night.
Exactly.
Okay, code fixes and cleanup for mount character class.
Good. Code fixes and cleanups, always good.
Yep. Water and food trough deployables no longer block navigation.
Again, good.
hmm And
So
finally, they fixed collision on concrete, aluminium, thatch, and wood stairs to allow mounts to climb them properly.
stairs. They're not saying anything about ramps.
Yes, I did note that because one of the other things I was thinking about a pen is instead of using railings, you could just put up
Uh,
ramps, and they can't walk up them. They can't get out, but we can.
yeah. Yeah, but you have to put a double ramp.
Well, yeah,
One,
but I
one
mean,
up, one down.
yeah,
But I know. But then again, with railings, it's easier. They
hmm
can't get over it, but you can. Well, they
yeah,
shouldn't be able to get over it. Shouldn't, being the operative word here. We'll have to wait and
yeah.
see.
Well, elephants can walk through them. Don't see why the mounts couldn't.
Jump over them. Buffalo, no. Moa, though.
Mm.
Anyway, these
And with
are
that, we're
the
on to future
fixes.
content.
Let's quickly skim through them for any interesting stuff.
Okie dokie.
Um,
Um, Backstops, geothermals, uh,
Ice waterfall.
more foliage. S-
Fixing various building tag queries which were returning true when they should not have been. For example, aluminum was thought it was stone. Oh, the one above. Adding clay brick buildings and deployables. Data table setup, blueprints, recipes, and talents.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Where
oh,
is that?
halfway now, under the DLC erosion rock blend.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Adding clay brick buildings and deployables. And for those, the data table setup, the blueprints, recipes, and talents. Last week, I was already talking, they already mentioned clay bricks. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we're getting new building material. It definitely looks like clay brick buildings and deployables.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna make an Adobe base.
That would be cool. And literally cooler in the desert.
Exactly. And also, go two down. Adding iron sledgehammer item to data tables. New stats for
Ooh.
shattering damage and shattering yield. And a bit further down, they added this to the iron sledgehammer. Adding iron sledgehammer talent and recipe. So we're getting a new weapon
Yeah.
for shatter damage.
There we go.
Uh,
Two under that. The shatter damage and
yeah,
yield to the iron sledgehammer again.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, here's adding to the iron sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be shattering damage. Can we
Ooh.
use it on, for example, a node instead of a pickaxe?
Um.
So next to the projectile damage and melee damage, we now also get the shattering damage.
Mm,
Interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, the iron sledgehammer.
Oof.
I'm so gonna run with one.
Yeah, I wonder whether or not you could use it as a stun attack. You know, like
Yeah.
hit the ground with it, and you get the shock shatter damage.
Or hit an animal with it to render
Shatter
the animal
bones.
unconscious.
Yeah.
To render it unconscious.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Here's a couple of
Huh.
interesting ones, several below that. We're talking about the Needler earlier on.
Yeah.
They've added the attack audio and event, which was mentioned above, and they've also added the Needler flinch audio and event.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Needler is gonna be an interesting animal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Here's
a
a good
bit more
one.
talking about the Larkwall armor.
Yeah. Um yeah, Arden Larkwell armor textures, materials, and mesh pack. And the very last one, adding a new adding in a new more sprint jump animation to be unlocked by a talent later on.
So maybe we will have to have a miner, a hunter, and an animal tamer
Ooh,
in a mission. Hmm.
yeah. Might need to be
Yeah, because
adding
they
to the
were
team.
indeed talking earlier about like in the future unlock new stuff for your animals, like new talents, new functions, new abilities.
Yeah,
Eh, gonna
sounds
be
good to
interesting.
me. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yep.
And that
Brings us to
brings
the
us
end.
of the update. I'm going to
Exactly.
make everybody sick now. I'm just going to scroll straight back up to the top. So yeah, that's mounts, folks.
Oh yeah.
Ooh yeah. Looking forward to testing it out now.
Yep.
Okie dokie. So the current time in Scotland is 22:13 hours, which is 13 minutes past 10 for the 24-hour clock users like me. So I think if we take a 15-minute break and we will start at the on the half hour
Alrighty.
at 22:30. That's
Alrighty.
22:30 GMT,
So
which is
basically,
still currently UTC plus one.
16, 17 minutes from now.
Yes.
In order to speed up the taming testing a bit, let's just jump into my outpost.
Okay. Yep.
Because they added the mounts to Olympus conifer biomes and the sticks conifer and desert biomes.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Somewhere in this here patch notes, it specifies that these, I believe it's in test notes. I read this somewhere. I believe it was in these patch notes. It stated that they added these MOA juveniles and buffalo juveniles to the Olympus conifer biome. So that's the northwest forest. And the Styx, conifer, and desert biomes.
Okay.
So yeah, we can just jump into my outpost and then we run up to the northwest forest area to do some mounting stuff.
Okay, cool. I'll save us a lot of grinding anyway.
Exactly.
Alrighty. I am going to go and I think I'm just going to go and get a coffee actually. um,
Yeah, trying to stay awake.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
Well, you know,
I'm running on Red Bull as well, but I usually do so.
yeah. Well,
Nothing new for me.
if I go and get a monster now, I probably won't be able to sleep, and I'm not going to do that because I really do need to sleep. I've got waiting to hear if I need to work tomorrow still. So it means I've got a possible 5 o'clock get up.
Yep.
But so we're going to take a break for what is now exactly 15 minutes.
It's me. It's me again, by the way. Says it'll be fun to see how you handle the bison. It seems to have a mind of its own. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see and test it out. It's me again, definitely.
Yeah,
But don't
yeah,
worry, we will.
yeah. Or Rodnub, we're not going away for very long. We're only going away for 15 minutes, and then we'll be back with testing the mounts. So go and grab yourself a coffee, get yourself a sandwich, something to eat, have a bio break, get a smoke if you smoke. So Rodnob says, look in L10, M10, Lima 10, Mike 10 for juveniles.
Good, eh?
Alrighty, we'll certainly remember that.
Yeah.
Until then, we will see you in about 15 minutes. It's good night from me,
And good night from her.
and we will see you very shortly. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. It's a dangerous world out there. Night night.